Okay, I did chapter 11 this time, and it's face to face with the facts, the case of the disagreeing sources. So, Becky was a senior and wrote news stories. She swam for the college team and reported on an elementary school swimming program for an assignment that she had. But she had a hard time when it came to write the story because she wasn't used to the program and how it was run, and she felt since the kids came from a different demographic, she didn't want to offend anyone or have bad comments. So she wanted to get the word out. So she wondered if she should include everything or only some of the information, like the names of the coaches, some of the information, etc. She decided to show, not tell, and let the audience decide, so ultimately the comments in the end were valuable and gave an important perspective. So question number 1 says, what possible outcomes might have resulted from publishing teacher criticism of the program? So Becky stated that criticisms from teachers did not improve the story, and she felt like it would damage families, their reputation, and the criticisms were about like the imperfections of the program, and she felt like if the program was shut down because of her story, she would feel really bad, and I agree with her on that. So number 2 asks, how might the school district have reacted to criticism from sources employed by the district? Since it's an inner city school, there's already situations that go on, like funding and all that stuff. So I think it would have hurt the program and the district, and there would have been a lot of backlash because there was comments about it should just be, what did it say? Oh, an afternoon or before after school program. It shouldn't actually be like a team because of funding and transportation and all that. So I think it's would have been difficult if there was bad criticism. But all in all, I think all the criticism was valued and gave an important perspective on what an inner city school is like, and that those kids need the same opportunities as other schools have. So number 3 and 4 kind of go together. So it asks, would unfound criticism in the story have damaged relationships between the reporter and her sources? I don't think so, because she was doing a project in a school that she didn't really know much about, so she didn't really know who she was interviewing. So I think if she developed a relationship with them, it might, but since she didn't know them in the beginning, I think she would be fine, and there would be no damage between relationships unless there was a relationship that she found during her interviewing. Okay, number 5, I honestly don't know I just don't know the answer. So how does the reporter determine when it is valid to include critics or to exclude critics from a story? I feel like that's just your gut. I really don't know actually how they determine it. I think if you include the critiques and it is the comments from it are going to be awful and distasteful, then I would say don't include it. But if it's going to include it, if you're going to include it and it helps the comments and the comments are really good and it gives some more insight, then I would do it. But I don't know, I've never been there before, so I don't know if there's protocol for that. Okay, so number 6 says, if I were in her shoes and someone criticized the program, possibly putting their own jobs in jeopardy and the swimming program in jeopardy, how would you respond? Criticizing a children's swimming program, I think, is awful, and I think you're going to take something away from them that they it's like a prized possession to them. Since it is an inner city school, they don't have the same things that one might have in a private school or a charter school. So I think it's awful if someone criticizes that, and I would respond politely, but I just think it's wrong to talk badly about a swimming program unless there's something terribly wrong going on in the swimming program. But I think they could make it better, and I think this article can make people aware and can start the process and the ball rolling of getting it better, because those kids love swimming, and I think it's something that they love to do. I think this is a great chapter to read because it shows that it's okay to be uncomfortable and to put the right story out there. I think she was the voice for that whole entire school, and I think it's hard with the criticism, and like if people are gonna take it the right way, but I think it's a lesson learned and like a really good thing for like us, like in this day and age, to take into account that it's okay to be uncomfortable, and it's okay to speak your truth, and it's okay to know, like, to let people know that like we're in it together type thing.